Hello YouTube, this is David with the Liberty Guys. What I want to talk about today is the National Defense Authorization Act. The NDAA is a law that allows the U.S. government to operate on U.S. soil and detain Americans indefinitely without jury trial or due process in any way. The whole world is called a battlefield. It's quite draconian. You really need to look that up and read about it yourself. There's a lot of YouTube videos that helps explain it. You would be well served as an American to research that and see what I'm talking about. The law basically takes away your Sixth Amendment right to due process, trial by jury, the whole lawyer thing, all that. So, I personally, I like having my Bill of Rights. The NDAA takes some of them away. And, most people worry about the First Amendment and the Second Amendment and all that. Well, the Fourth Amendment was basically destroyed with the Patriot Act, which was, honestly, there's nothing real patriotic about the Patriot Act. It's kind of a misnomer in itself. But the NDAA takes away the Sixth, and if I remember right, the Seventh. But I ain't real certain. I'd have to research that Seventh Amendment again to make sure if it truly abolishes it. The whole thing's technically null and void because the 10th Amendment states that what powers ain't delegated to the federal government in the Constitution are reserved for the states. Don't say jack about fighting terrorism in the Constitution. So technically that's a state's privilege for them to deal with it themselves. In my opinion, the Patriot Act and the NDAA are both technically null and void because of that. It's just like Obamacare. It doesn't say jack squat about the federal government providing medical insurance for the masses or requiring the masses to buy it in the Constitution. Since it ain't in there, that's a states' rights issue, not a federal issue. But, hey, so, we got to deal with what we got to deal with. The federal government's going to do their best to enforce this law. So we've got to, what we need to do is get behind Congressman Ron Paul's legislation that he just introduced to remove Section 1021 from the NDAA. That's the indefinite detention section and all of that, where they can take you off to a foreign country and torture you and lock you away and throw away the key and not even so much as tell you where you're at. Yeah, it's scary. On a good day, that's frightening. We're starting to see the effects of it with the TSA. They're being super invasive. There's videos all over YouTube of them searching little kids. And, if they touch my little girl like they touch some of them in them videos, it'd be on. It'd be ugly. No one's going to follow my little girl. Let's be honest with you. That's screwed up, dude. I ain't playing that crap. That's why I don't fly. I'm not subjecting my little girl to that. So, to each his own, whatever. But I just didn't like that idea at all. So, getting back on track, the NDAA, it needs to be addressed. You need to get with your congressman. Actually, you need to look it up on the internet and research it. Don't just be sheeple and ignore it and say, oh, the government will take care of me. Don't do that. Look the crap up for yourself. Be an American. Be your own person. That's what I'm asking you to do. Be your own person. Research it yourself. Read the law as it's written. Find out for yourself what's in it, and then make your decisions based on that. Don't cast your vote because any one person. Like if I tell you to, don't. That ain't good enough. You need to look it up for yourself. So, with that being said, guys, I didn't really want to get into a big long rant about, your personal rights and things like that, especially on just the first video. But, it's wrong. They got no reason to do this. They got no reason to deploy the military on the streets of America. We've done seen where some guy in Louisiana was asking for the military to come police New Orleans. There ain't no freaking crisis down there other than they're just wanting a martial law, I guess. That's screwed up. We don't need that crap. We need to be our own people and stand up and tell them, no, you ain't doing that to us. So, it's It's just messed up. Yeah. Personally, I want Ron Paul to be president. He's got about the best ideas I've seen in decades on how to fix the problems we have. And you'll know the truth. It don't matter who we pick. In 2 or 3 years, we're most likely going to be instituting his policies anyway. You know, the whole policies that have to do with foreign aid, we're going to be cutting that crap off whether we want to or not, because we're broke. The government ain't got no money. So, you know, bringing the military home, ain't going to have no choice. We either bring them home or strand them overseas. That's your options, is the way it looks to me. So, as far as I can tell, we're going to be instituting his policies whether we want to or not. But, you know, one of the biggest things I think we need to do right now, since Obama snuck in the NDAA on New Year's Day, is get behind Ron Paul's legislation to repeal Section 1021 of that law. That'll be a good first step. Once we go from there, we'll move on to something else, but that's where we need to start. And it's been proven that they will hear the voices, because with SOPA, they've tabled it. They claim indefinitely because of, you know, the people of the world flooding their switchboard. But now it was scheduled for a vote on January 24th. We don't need to let up. We need to keep the pressure on them and don't let them vote on it on the 24th. So, because that crap just straight needs to go away. That's bad. It allowed 100%. It's going to destroy the First Amendment is what it's going to do. It's going to open the door to abolishing the First Amendment right to free speech, was what that was coming about to. The language is so open-ended that it would not allow us to, you know, all they had to do is say, I don't like the way you wrote that. You're gone. You know, so, but, yeah, we need to get behind Ron Paul on this. You know, even if you don't want him for president, you need to look at what he's introduced as far as repealing that draconian crap. So, if you get a chance, there's a YouTube video of him, that's C-SPAN footage of him actually addressing the House of Representatives when he introduces his legislation. It's easy to find. Just Google Ron Paul and NDAA or Ron Paul 2012. Now, there'll be a lot of his campaign stuff too. So, you know, like I said, if you're not a big Ron Paul fan, that's fine. I mean, everybody gets to pick the candidate of their choice. I don't have a problem with that. You know, like I said, his policies are going to get instituted one way or the other in about 3 or 4 years regardless. Once we go broke, it don't matter. Them 5 departments he's going to cut, they're going out. There ain't going to be no choice. There ain't going to be no money to fund them. It's already to the point now where the interest is overwhelming the money we bring in, so it's just a matter of time before it rolls in on itself. But that all aside, look it up at least. Just do that much for yourself. Look it up and see what I'm talking about. This NDAA is a bad thing. It's real bad. So with that, I'll sign off for now, and we'll see you soon with another video. Thank you very much.